Conclusion of Novella, Art of Darkness. Introduction. In this novel, Heart of Darkness, Joseph Conrad uses Marlowe as the protagonist and at the same time authenticates his dynamic character. Marlowe is an introspective youth in his early 30s. As an adventurous British man, he ends up in Congo, Africa, where he learns that darkness, evilness, and exploitation are some of the chief qualities of the human heart and the world. Through interaction with Kurtz, Conrad explicitly discusses Marlowe as a round character. Although he is a philosophic wise man, the thrilled experience in Africa forces Marlowe to take a different course in terms of his character. By featuring Marlowe, Conrad proves the dynamism of the human character as expounded text. The analysis of Marlowe's character. Marlowe is a curious and the same time a skeptic man. Initially, his curiosity propels him to explore Africa, where he lands in Congo. According to Marlowe, Africa is a dark and civilized continent. That is why he prefers England. He is so skeptic about Africa that he describes it as a God-forsaken wilderness. Unquote. Conrad 73. Nevertheless, he still goes ahead and sets out on a journey to the dark continent, Africa. Conrad 65. Unquote. Furthermore, he never adheres to any remarks said by either his aunt or friends. He tends to filter out all the seemingly satisfactory remarks by the manager and brickmaker. When he sets his foot in Africa, he does not like whatever he sees. Ranging from the lifestyle to the people, he instantly hates Africa. Nevertheless, he has to forge on for his survival. Although he passes for an intelligent, eloquent, and philosophic person, the hardships and personal relationships with other people at the Ivory Company turns him into a sensitive and resentful man. On arrival in Africa, Marlowe becomes fascinated and thrilled by the primitiveness of the people and their lifestyle. His main aim is to meet Mr. Kurtz, whom he eventually encounters, comparing the horrifying life of Africa with the luxurious life in England. He wonders why people like Kurtz are so passionate about money and power. According to Marlowe, virtuous life is celebrated than earning a few extra coins in a world filled with danger. Moreover, the encounter with Kurtz makes him resentful when he declares he is no idol of mine. Conrad 90. Unquote. Kurtz had not only brainwashed the natives as a superior human being, but he had also turned them into slaves, forcing them to worship him. However, according to Marlowe, the greed for power and riches pushed Kurtz to deprive people their rights. Therefore, as he progresses in his adventure, his love for Kurtz turns into hatred. Eventually, he turns into a sensitive person, especially because of darkness the human heart embodies. For instance, the lack of respect for human life by doctors at the company not only puzzles him but also propels him to be careful. There is a lot of disregard for human life, while other people waste their precious life without feeling pain. Before venturing into Africa, Marlowe is an honest man, but extraordinary circumstances force him to become cynical. He has no option but to lie in extreme circumstances. The first lie was when he branded the brickman as an influential, yet Kurtz detested him. The lie was to enable him to get rivets for his broken boat and subsequently enable Kurtz to come out of the jungle. From his own perspective, most people in the company wanted Kurtz dead, and his role was to help him out. In the second instance, Kurtz's fiancée intended believes her fiancé is a virtuous man with no evil heart. In addition, intended believes everybody, especially in Africa, loves Kurtz, which is contrary to what Marlowe encountered. Marlowe refuses to expose the dark side of Kurtz because he does not want to break her heart. Therefore, although Marlowe detests lie, circumstances force him to lie for the betterment of human nature. Marlowe develops from a tough man into a sensitive and wary man. He dislikes the cruelty of the human heart, Belgians, especially to Africans, and the wilderness. Thus, his urge is to travel back to his luxurious land, England. Unfortunately, his boat breaks down, forcing him to lie to the brickman in order to get rivets for repairing. Therefore, the misfortune at hand turns him from a truth and honest man into a liar and cynical person. Surprisingly, he justifies all the vices he develops while in Africa, as aforementioned in the previous text. On the other hand, although he dislikes inhumane persons, he has respect for humanity because he struggles to save Kurt's life, yet he disliked the way he handled Africans. Therefore, Conrad uses Marlowe to condemn racism and promote humanity. In conclusion, Conrad uses Marlowe as a round character to fulfill the theme of humanity. His curiosity and intelligence motivates him to explore Africa, where he experiences the dark side of life. Despite the extreme circumstances forcing him to acquire inhumane characters like lying, Marlowe condemns the inhumanity in the dark continent Africa. The availability of money, power together with hardship in Africa does not change him much. What does the ending mean? Art of Darkness has two endings, that of Marlowe's story and that of the frame narrative. Marlowe trails off in the middle of explaining why he lied to Kurt's intended. I quote, "It would have been too dark altogether." Unquote. The frame narrative ends with a similar brooding melancholy. After Marlowe trails off, the crew of the Nelly sits silently and the narrator looks toward London, which appears to be at, I quote, "the art of an immense darkness." Unquote. These two endings make parallel references to darkness. The first reference pertains to Kurtz's shameful demise, and the second pertains to the ominous cloud suspended over London. These references to darkness imply a symbolic reversal, whereas the novella has presented the trip into the Congo as a journey into the heart of darkness. It turns out that the heart of darkness may have been located in London, as well as other centers of European imperialism all along. Such a symbolic reversal reflects the fact that what Marlowe finds in the deepest reaches of the Congo is not so much African savagery as European evil with Kurds, symbolizing the peak of European moral bankruptcy.